The year was 1939. A man named William Sebold was traveling from the United States back to his hometown in Mülheim, Germany, to visit his mother. As Sebold set out on this transatlantic sojourn, little did he know it would be the last trip he took as a free man. What started as a simple visit to family soon spiraled into a web of espionage, coercion, and danger. By the time he returned to America, Sebold had become a pawn in one of the most significant intelligence operations of World War II. Welcome back to Binge History. Today we invite you on a journey to uncover the thrilling and dangerous life of a double agent within the Nazi regime during World War II. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more content just like this one, and turn on the notification bell to get notified of our latest videos. Before we dive into the life of William Sebold, the double agent who helped the United States eradicate one of the largest Nazi spy rings operating on American soil in the 1940s, let's talk about spies. During World War II, espionage played a crucial role in the conflict. Both the Allied and Axis powers planted agents to spy on the other countries and gather confidential intel for sabotage. This intelligence ranged from vessel movements and construction of new weapons to identifying spies. Many Allied and Axis powers set up counterintelligence strategies to fight against foreign espionage. This is where double agents come in. Pretty much essential to a successful counterintelligence mission, a double agent identifies and stops enemy espionage operations while acting as a spy for the enemy. To do this, double agents usually pass on disinformation or useless intel to throw enemies off their country's trail while still pretending to be loyal to the bad guys. Britain's MI6 and the United States FBI orchestrated countless counterintelligence operations throughout the war, catching Nazi spies and double agents working for Abwehr, the Nazi intelligence organization, among their ranks. It was Abwehr that would coerce William Sebold, a naturalized American citizen, to become a spy for Nazi Germany. Born in 1899 in Mülheim, Germany, William Sebold led a pretty normal life. Mülheim was an industrial and mining hub in West Germany, sprawling with large factories, mills, and plants. Perhaps Sebold, and many others like him, would have taken up a job as a miner, factory worker, or blacksmith if it wasn't for World War I. Sebold served as a combat engineer for the German army during the First War, where his duties included engineering tasks that slowed the enemy or put them at risk. Once the war was over, Sebold moved to the United States in 1921. Sticking to what he knew best, Sebold took up work in industrial and aircraft plants across North and South America. It is in the U.S. that Sebold married his wife Helen Lena Buchner and became a naturalized citizen on February 10, 1936. It would seem life was going well for dear old Will. That was until Sebold made an untimely departure in February 1939 to visit his family in Mülheim. Once he arrived in Hamburg, Germany, Sebold was immediately approached by an agent of the German secret police Gestapo. He explained that Sebold's knowledge of American industrial and aircraft factories would be useful for the Nazis, and Gestapo would be in touch again. It was now that Sebold realized he was a person of interest to the Third Reich. Shaken but undeterred, Sebold continued to Mülheim and took up odd jobs to pass time during his visit. In September the same year, an official named Dr. Gassner came to find Sebold and interrogated him about American military planes and equipment. This would be the first of many unwelcomed visits that Sebold received from the Gestapo. It is important to mention that shortly after this first visit by Gassner, Sebold lost his passport. This detail would become important later, so keep that one in mind. One day, Gassner returned to torment Sebold with another man by his side. When Sebold laid eyes on this new face, he knew he was really in trouble. The man, named Dr. Renken, would later be identified as Major Nicholas Ritter of Abwehr. Sebold was ordered to return to the U.S. as a German spy. When he hesitated, Gassner and Renken threatened his American citizenship. When this didn't work, they threatened the lives of his family still living in Germany. And when Sebold continued to resist, they threatened his life. After sustained threats and coercion, Sebold agreed to spy for the Nazis. Sebold was told to report to Hamburg, where he would be trained as a spy, learning how to write coded messages and prepare microphotographs. Once he passed, agents briefed Sebold on what type of information he would relay back to Germany from the U.S. and was given 5 microphotographs and instructions for a code. On February 8, 1940, Sebold was scheduled to sail from Genoa to New York City under the alias Harry Sawyer. Now, remember that lost passport? Well, since Sebold had to leave the country, he needed to get a new one. So he went to the U.S. consulate in Cologne. As soon as he got there, Sebold demanded to speak to the consul general. When he was given an audience, Sebold confessed everything, that he was blackmailed into becoming a Nazi spy and that he was a loyal U.S. citizen who wanted to help the FBI instead. The consul general heard him out and agreed to let Sebold work as a double agent. Once in New York, the FBI helped Sebold build a fake identity as Harry Sawyer, the diesel engineer, to get closer to members of a suspected Nazi spy ring. They also set up an office for Sawyer, where every inch of the room was bugged and cameras rolled behind a one-way mirror. There, Sebold met with German spies under the watch of the FBI, acting as the messenger between them and Germany through a secret shortwave radio station set up by the FBI for the next 16 months. With the help of Sebold, the U.S. collected crucial information about Nazi military plans, movements in Europe, and their spy network in America. Once enough information and evidence were secured, the FBI arrested 33 spies suspected to be the Duquesne Spy Ring. Members included other U.S. naturalized citizens and French, German, and Hungarian nationals. All members were tried and sentenced to serve time in prison. With Sebold's help, active German agents operating on American soil were identified and caught even before the war began, allowing America to enter the war with the upper hand. The Duquesne Spy Ring bust remains one of the largest espionage operations in the U.S. that ended in convictions. Yet Sebold's contributions may never have been recognized if it weren't for declassified documents published in the 2010s. Once the trials were over, Sebold entered a witness protection program and moved to California under another identity. Sadly, life as Sebold knew it would forever be out of reach. He could never hold down a job long enough and was constantly ill. Since Sebold was a key figure in convicting the spy ring's members, his identity was made known to the Nazis. Letters sent from his family in Germany told Sebold that the Nazis still wanted revenge. These threats left Sebold in a constant state of fear, looking over his shoulder at every hushed whisper and lingering glance from strangers. After years of torment, Sebold was eventually diagnosed with manic depression and admitted to Napa State Hospital in 1965. 5 years later, he suffered a heart attack and died at the age of 71. Let us know what you think about the video and whose story you would like to hear about next in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Binge History and click that bell icon to get notified.